The Bend City Council met in an emergency session today to discuss the recent surge of COVID-19 cases in Oregon and Deschutes County. They want to figure out how to get the pandemic under control, enough to open the schools. Jack Hirsch has more from the meeting today. Jack?
Lee, with much of the surge you mentioned tied to private gatherings, a big topic of discussion for the council was messaging.
The challenge, though, I just want to make sure council understands that we don't have the ability to go into people's private homes.
That's why Bend City Manager Eric King says curbing the spread of COVID-19 in the city of Bend and Deschutes County is so difficult. Health authorities say the recent spike in numbers is linked to small private gatherings, and that's concerning with Thanksgiving just 2 weeks away.
We need to concurrently message and discourage large holiday gatherings. And this is, of course, in the governor's message last week.
Some city councilors are worried about the lack of messaging on COVID in the last few months.
It still just really frustrates me to see a City of Bend public service announcement about anything other than COVID right now.
Looking at the city's YouTube page, you can see Councilor Campbell's point. The city hasn't posted a public service announcement related to COVID since last June. If COVID cases are not under control soon, schools could stay closed in Deschutes County much longer. Messaging is something the Bend-La Pine School Board wants the city to improve.
We know that a significant amount of spread is occurring within homes where none of us have any ability to stop them. And so we all must do a better job of educating our public about how we can gather safely.
The City Council voted unanimously to use CARES Act funding to develop more messaging to educate people on how to stop the spread of COVID. Stricter enforcement of state requirements is also something the school board wants. In October, there were 13 complaints to police and 14 to city code enforcement officers. And so far this month, there's already been 15 to code enforcement and 7 to police. A majority of councilors did back devoting more funds to code enforcement and setting the minimum fine for violating businesses at $750, the same as other code violations. Lee?
The number of new COVID-19 cases in Oregon surpassed 1,000 for the first time at 1,122. The Oregon Health Authority says recent spikes have been linked to, in part, 5 Halloween parties, most of which were small, but one had more than 100 people. But they're still investigating the reason for today's spike. There are 4 new deaths today. Deschutes County had 28 new COVID cases today, Crook County with 5, and Jefferson County with 1 today.